Oh, mate.
What's wrong
The
with
Don
you?
doesn't
Are you
sound
some
happy
kind of
there,
idiot?
does he?
You got to do better.
Sounds like someone's getting fired in there.
The hell's wrong with you lot? Your levels are dropping.
Ty in there. Mate, I think Ty might be getting the old tic-tac.
That's just appalling.
What, out
That's
the door?
poor.
Getting the elbow, mate, yeah.
What, latest sunshine?
Yeah. For good, hopefully. The Don's not happy.
Ty, you alright?
We're in a title race. You've got to be putting chances like that away.
Rocket Mobile gets you unlimited data, calls and texts for just £16 a month. Plus your invite into the Rocket Perks programs. It's the plan for the real fans.
Yes, everybody, welcome back to DR Sports. Welcome back to Live at 5. Live actually at 5 today instead of 5:01, because obviously we sometimes go live a little bit later. But we are here today to talk about Premier League end-of-season awards and also big news coming out with Spygate, which has been my favourite thing in the last 48 hours or so. It's the Real Housewives of Real Madrid and Spygate have been my two favourite things, I think, this week, entertainment-wise. It's been fantastic. And on the show today, as you can see, we've got Amy on my left-hand side.
Hello.
You've just filmed a pre-Aston Villa Liverpool preview, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, alongside Alex, who's also on the panel again.
On what channel was that?
Not up the Villa TV, I know that much.
Cop TV. No, I'm all right, mate. You?
I'm doing well.
I don't even think you asked me if I was all right, but we're here anyway.
Yeah, we're here, and we're ready, and we're going to do some filming. And we also got Laurie on the show as well. How are you?
Good. Got a star-studded cast today, haven't we?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really, really
When are they turning up?
Amy,
Late, aren't they?
Dylan, myself. Doesn't get much better than that. Looking
Yeah,
forward to
man.
it.
Big up.
Dream team.
But I really want to start by talking about the latest updates that have been, because we were talking about it just before we went live, about this whole Spygate thing. So for those, if you've somehow missed it, obviously there are photos circulated yesterday of a Southampton intern taking photos and filming videos from behind a tree at the Middlesbrough training ground, and stuff has subsequently come out saying that there's been like credit card statements have been found in his name across various different cities in the days leading up to Southampton playing them. So it feels like at the moment, like allegedly, of course, you know, it's all alleged at the moment. Allegedly, Southampton have basically had a whole little spy network going on of this one random intern, which I don't understand why you wouldn't just hire like a PI or something, like do it properly, someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
But regardless,
If you're going to do it,
yeah,
do
exactly,
it right.
yeah.
Send the work experience kid. Let him take it.
They
get all
sent
the
someone who
flack.
could not have less experience
Yeah.
spying, and then he just sits behind a tree with his phone and just goes.
Yeah,
I think it's
a bit-
crazy. But
it's
the
a bit mad.
news that's been coming out today is that the Championship playoff final may not go ahead on Saturday, 23rd of May, as the English Football League, EFL, investigates the Spygate scandal surrounding finalist Southampton. A hearing conducted by the Independent Disciplinary Commission, happy I actually said that first take, will take place on or before Tuesday, the 19th of May, and Saints have been charged by the EFL with breaking the rules by observing one of Middlesbrough's training sessions before the semi-final, which obviously they won in the 116th minute as well. And I was looking at their past results, Southampton and Middlesbrough. Earlier on this season, Middlesbrough slapped them 4-0. So Southampton didn't beat them in the league. They drew 1-1 at Southampton's ground, and then at Middlesbrough ground, they slapped them 4-0. So clearly, clearly they've got an advantage or something. But what kind of retrospective action, if it's found that Southampton have been, let's say, A, spying on Middlesbrough, but B, it becomes found that they've been spying on more than just Middlesbrough and they've been doing it throughout the season, how harsh should this punishment be?
I think the first thing that the opposing team will say when they've gone out to this team is, we'll get them out then. And I think you almost bring in to disrepute the integrity of the game if you don't kick them out. Because you're also basically saying, well, do you know what? I'm not going to kick you out of the final, but what? We'll give you a little fine, slap on the wrist. Other teams could say, well, we'll do that then, if that's all it...
The fine has to be big enough to make sure that no team can decide, you know what, we'll pay 500k to know what they're going to do. Like, because then you set on a price about how much it costs to spy on other teams.
And also what they didn't research before. So the kid, obviously, that's a long drive, 6 hours probably from Southampton up to there. Even more with traffic and stops, you know, to hydrate yourself. Yeah. So I'm thinking like 7 hours, maybe 7.5. To get there, you're going to be knackered, right? So he's obviously gone right round until he's found this kind of hilly bit with like just a see-through wired fence, and you can literally see the whole training session. So he's taking pictures, videoing. Someone from the training ground goes, "Who's this geezer?" Run down. He runs off. But what he didn't research was he's ran off into the nearest golf club, which is also owned by Middlesbrough owner. and he's bought a coffee in there. He's gone into the toilets, changed his clothes. He's ran across the golf course through the first tee when people were teeing off as well, which is bad golf etiquette. And then he's like jumped a fence and got into the little town nearby.
Yeah.
So the Middlesbrough has gone, get the receipts up from Tuesday or whatever.
The CCTV footage.
The camera. I'll see what time he left the training ground run, because he's accessed that because he owns it. So that's what he didn't realise. If you're going to run somewhere to hide, you're running into the worst place possible, really.
This is why I'm thinking, why didn't you just hire... Like, if Southampton are going to do this, go and hire £1,000 an hour or something. I don't know how much PIs cost, but I'm assuming it would be safer than someone who's not directly connected, not an employee of the club.
He wasn't acting dolo, because the club could say, even though it's unlikely, that he was acting off his own...
You think he's just a really keen intern?
Yeah.
What was his job as the intern?
An analyst.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he's in. So what's so funny about this
Looking
is
at
he is
videos all
in
day.
photos.
Oh, that's
he's
even worse.
in like.
With
So
the
I think
manager, yeah.
I can't remember the name of the manager, but he won Manager of the Month a couple of times. I think one of them was in March, and the kid's in the background. The kid's one. You know how like you Manager of the Month award, and he always has the staff behind him. Like most managers do that when they win that, when Manager of the Month and stuff. The kid's just in the background of the photo. There,
And he needs
smiling
his
everything.
credit, doesn't he?
So he's a core part of that team.
Yeah, it's a
So
bit...
the idea that none of them would know that he's been
No, obviously he's been
spying.
told to do that. Let's not think that he's thought of that on his own and gone around all the...
told.
Yeah, he's not done that off his own back.
well,
But he might come
I
out
do
and
feel
say
sorry
it.
for the kid though, because like you say, he's an intern, he's an analyst, he's probably trying to cut his teeth in the game.
His name, I think.
It's a bit, to send him up is a little bit, it's like, go and mess them up. Oh, who's going? Go on, you go.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I'm only 19. Go on, you like it.
Exactly.
Good.
No one was.
Oh, I don't know.
suspecting.
He's an intern. So I'm
But
I'm assuming he's
maybe,
young.
Maybe the cover would have been, oh, you'll just look like a keen fan if you're just like, if you're 19 years old.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
you just like you're a
Go
keen
in a
fan.
Middlesbrough kit. That would have been
That
an
would have been
idea.
smart.
You know when...
Middlesbrough trackie.
Was it Derby, the Spies back in the day? Was it Leeds?
Leeds.
Was it
Bielsa.
Leeds. What happened after that? Do you remember? Like, what happened
Kind
when
of went
they
away a
were...
bit.
They were? I thought that. Was there any kind of, like, consequence? Because I'm thinking, like, because we've actually seen Spygate before, maybe not in such big circumstances.
So
what was the result?
There was a precedent of what happened with Marco Bielsa's Leeds in 2019, where the club was fined 200k. But EFL rules have been changed as a result of that, is what Sky said yesterday. But I think the absolute least punishment should be they're kicked out the playoffs. Obviously, Middlesbrough go through. Like Middlesbrough, rightly, are still training. They're still training because they're going, we think you're going to get kicked out. We think we deserve a place. Now, I think they do deserve a place in there for 100%. But I think it's got to be harsher than that. Because if it's found that Southampton have been doing it multiple times this season, because you feel if they've done it once, in an occasion like this, you feel like possibly they've done it more than once.
I think this game as well is probably the most expensive
It
game
is.
in football.
I remember a few years ago.
It is.
Probably
170
170
It is
mil
the most.
on one game. So it's not just like, oh, we've got a place in the final. It's like, well, you could, through cheating allegedly, you could now be the benefactors of that money, and you've spied on us. So we should have that money. And then it gets nasty. Court of Arbitration of Sport probably got a few calls. I tell you what, I would not want to be the Southampton PR manager right now.
Yeah, winning the playoff final is
Jesus.
worth £200 million.
Well, there you go.
I do think
Yeah.
they need to make an example of them. Whether they will throw them out of the competition,
But what is the right punishment then?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
is relegating them too much?
I think relegating them's a bit strong.
Like,
I
but
think
let,
that's
let's
Into League
say-
One.
Let's say.
So they
let's
think they're
say
getting in the
it's been
Premier
found.
League, they end up in League
That's what
One.
I'm saying. So
Yeah.
let's say what happens if it's been found that Southampton have done this 5 or 6 times throughout the season, and let's say one of the clubs that they spied on was Leicester City. Leicester, who are like they're going down.
Yeah, they're hoping that they spied on them, because then they can say, "Oh."
Then you think like, okay,
Desperate.
what if you hadn't spied on Leicester? Maybe Leicester would have won
Yeah,
that game,
or they would have
which is
stayed up.
points and they could have stayed up.
It's messy.
That's
Like I
what I
said,
mean.
I would not want to be the person with this on their desk right now. Jesus,
It's
can you
just like,
imagine that?
what if they do the same with like the Man City thing? They just like let it go on for ages and just do they
No,
have to
this-
act
this
quickly?
has to get sorted
They have to
before-
act
Playoff
quickly.
final to sort it out.
This
by.
this has to get sorted.
I think
like,
relegation's a bit
in
stupid.
5 days, there's a hearing, is there not?
Yeah,
I
so
think.
there's a hearing on either on or just after Tuesday, or on or before.
And then the
Tuesday.
final Saturday.
The final's on the Saturday, and the week after the final, by the way, if it does get postponed, there's a I don't know who's playing, but someone's playing at Wembley. There's a concert the weekend after. So it's like the playoff final might have to be delayed to like a Wednesday night.
Who's playing at Wembley Stadium?
Yeah, on the 6th.
Wembley
I think there's
Stadium.
I read it. There's a major music event taking place at the stadium.
I wanna
the
see
following
who that
weekend
is.
On Saturday, 6th of June. Is it Capital Ball or something? I don't know.
Well, there's Capital Summertime Ball on June the 6th.
Summertime. So the Summertime Ball also being one of the biggest music events in the UK every
So
single
it would
year.
be 23rd. No, it'd be like the 30th or the 31st, wouldn't it?
So they would. But
That's the week after. On 2 weeks after is Summertime Ball.
Okay, so it's sorry.
But
2 weeks
Champions
after,
League
yeah.
final is that day as well.
So the stadium is booked out for the following weekend when the Rugby League Challenge Cup final is played on the 30th of May and the Women's FA Cup final on the 31st of May. And then a major music event.
Imagine that, telling the rugby lads, just go down to a park. No one's watching anyway.
I do hope though that
moving the Women's FA Cup final.
Yeah.
I do hope that the young lad is not just the sole scapegoat.
No, this is what I worry for him because exactly because Southampton could go. Okay, what's he to us?
Yeah.
Push him under the bus.
Poor kid. They could look around and go,
I feel sorry for the kid.
What on earth are you doing, William?
Yeah.
Why were you doing
And they'd be like, what are you on about? You told me to do it. And they'd be going,
and they go,
Never said that.
Can you show me the messages?
Yeah.
Show the emails?
Yeah.
No
Delete
there'll be
them all.
no paper trail.
no.
Apart from, I know it's really.
How old is he?
I feel really.
Huh?
19, I think.
19.
Well, let's see. What's
Yeah,
his name
can we
again?
find
He's a
out?
kid.
What's his name?
William Salt, I believe.
William Salt.
Oh, I don't like that.
I think.
I mean,
I would imagine
William
he's probably
Salt
had death.
died in 1863.
Yeah, he's not the first William Salt ever. You sure that was the name?
Southampton.
But I would
It
imagine
was,
he's,
it was some, I think it was
I know he is.
something Salt.
I would imagine he's getting all kinds of.
He is an
death threats.
intern. Interns aren't old, are they?
Yeah, he's a kid.
How old is
but
the
he
boy?
Is a kid. He looks like a kid.
Is there a
as
picture of
well.
him as well?
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, have you seen the photo?
Oh my God,
he's
he's
just
a
behind a
baby.
tree.
Just got jeans
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
He's got jeans on.
Oh, look at him.
It's
How old is
crazy.
he? I
I
don't
don't know how old he is.
Look, there he is.
Look, he's gonna be. This is
He's
what
no
I'm saying.
older than
Oh my
That's,
God.
that,
when he
that's,
is.
that's the manager of the month photo, and he's smack bang.
Oh.
He's the spy.
Thing.
Dirty rats. No, I'm joking.
Oh, I feel for him so bad.
Yeah, I feel a bit sorry for him as well. Actually,
How old is he though, man?
he was an acting Dolo.
Oh, here we go. He's on LinkedIn.
Oh,
He's
no.
on LinkedIn.
Oh, I think.
Surely-
yeah, look, he's gone private.
Looking for a job.
Gone
I was about to
private.
say, yeah, just unemployed.
Yeah. Looking for work. He's gone private on LinkedIn, man.
Yeah.
I
get
don't know
they
why. I
don't
just
find
want to know how old he is. Just because then I feel sorry for him.
Because the other side of it, so you guys during your preview at points were talking about obviously fans at one point, like the Aston Villa season ticket prices and stuff.
Just to say, there's a few at the Villas going on here, so
What, in
we'll
the
talk.
chat?
Yeah, I'm seeing like lots of Claret and Blue hearts. We will get to next week
Delete
and whatnot. Don't you worry. Carry on.
Well, I mean, you're an admin as well on the chat, aren't you, Alex?
I am actually.
Yeah. But
Yeah, getting deleted.
I think it's also this is horrible for the fans. Because like you've got Southampton fans who will just want to see their team win. If I was if Man United did this, I'd be absolutely livid. Let's say I had a ticket to the playoff final or whatever. Or let's say it was Arsenal, like
Wouldn't put it past Arteta to do this, by the way.
An Arsenal
Would not put it
intern was
past
found
him.
at PSG, and then you delay that,
Yeah.
and it goes, oh, okay, what do who do you play in the semi-final? Atletico Madrid, let's say, do they go through them? And it's like, but your fans have bought tickets, your fans have bought travel, your fans
Hotels.
have planned for
Yeah.
it. And now, because the club's been stupid, all the fans have, like, they're going to have to, like, if they do get kicked out, like, fans are going to be able, probably, I don't know if they're going to sue the club or
I don't
what's
think.
gonna
I don't
happen.
think they'll throw them out. I don't think they'll.
I think they have
If
to.
not, then what?
There has to be some kind of sanction, financial.
10
obvious
points
thing.
next season. You
Yeah,
start in
maybe
the
a
Prem?
financial and 10 points.
I think that's
If
really
you're if you're not Middlesbrough, if you're who did they play again? Hull.
what in the
Yeah, in the game that they won, Middlesbrough.
well, it's Southampton.
Sorry,
Middlesbrough.
Southampton, Middlesbrough.
Southampton play Middlesbrough.
What's the
160
mental
minute winning goal.
kind of capacity of them right now training? How hard do they train? Like they might have some World Cups coming up. Players in these squads as well that play for the smaller countries. You never know.
Yeah, maybe.
And that's
Somebody did
impacting
make a
them
good
there.
point though when I was listening to one of the. It doesn't really matter who, but they were saying that what would be the actual chances that the
They've got
information
two.
that he
One
gleaned.
in Australia.
He does, all he does is he interrupts.
Sorry, I'm answering his question. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
That's a lot,
7,
then.
8, 9, 10
It's
international.
a lot.
11 international.
World Cup
Sorry,
starts in a
exactly.
couple
No,
of
it's
weeks.
all
For yeah.
You just you disrupted my flow and being an older person.
Apologies.
Anyway, right.
Apologies.
So what I was saying was, yeah, how much information did he really glean that was material to their win? Somebody said, and they made a good point, that maybe the most material thing he would have gleaned is when they practice taking penalties. Because if the game goes to penalties,
Yeah.
then you've got the insight on
Suppose,
what
yeah.
direction they're, going to put the ball. That's more
Or corners,
material.
maybe. It's set pieces, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
So I do feel really sorry for that kid because he's going to be getting it, man. The amount of death threats and all sorts of threats he would have had by now.
From Middlesbrough fans.
Yeah, you know what football's like.
Well,
per
from
se.
everyone. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, I just hope
I've
that.
not said
I
that.
hope
not
that,
me. Like, not me.
This could
It
get
wasn't
to
me.
the stage though where they start looking at emails. All right, well, if you've done nothing wrong, show us all your emails. Give us your password to this.
Oh,
William
there'll be a
Salt's
thorough
account.
investigation. I hope Southampton don't throw him under the bus. They'll probably, when I say probably, I hope they don't.
They're gonna have
Try
to
and
take
make
it,
out
hold
like
it.
it's all him.
No.
You don't
Oh,
think so?
dare. No, I'm saying I hope they don't do that.
No, but what I'm saying,
It'd
for
be
a
a disgrace
19-year-old
if,
kid
yeah,
to
it'd be
do that off his
disgrace.
own back,
We
it's
don't
very
know if he's
unlikely.
actually 19 yet. We need to clarify that. But he's an intern, so he must be young.
research it.
I said he could be at 19 or something because he's an intern. I don't actually know
He's
for
a
sure.
he's a young kid.
Yeah.
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 I mean, you look at him. He's not 35.
No.
So I think if
28.
you talk about the biggest advantage they've gained, I reckon the biggest advantage they gained was just it coming out a couple of days before the game, or if like 4 or 5 days before the game, because it meant all the plans. Like they don't know how much Southampton know. Then Middlesbrough, they all he could have caught is them doing rondos in the warm up. It's like, okay, cool, the footballers can pass a ball. Like that doesn't.
No, but if they're
mean
practicing
anything.
penalties, that is information that
I
can
agree.
provide material to a result.
But I think the ambiguity of Southampton, like Middlesbrough, then sit there and go, okay, what do and like on a serious level, what do they now do and don't know? We've probably been planning this for weeks, planning the way we're going to play, planning or like at least the last few days or so since the.
I tell you what, also
season
it
finished.
makes you wonder just how widespread this is, because I'm sure he's not the only one.
No.
Oh yeah.
It makes you wonder as to how.
Especially in other leagues as well
Yeah.
around the world. Like you think of, some of the less
And that's
less
another
developed or
reason why
funded
they have to come
leagues.
down hard on this, because
Yeah.
if they don't, then you know what I mean.
Yeah, this is the top of the game. Like this
Yeah.
is Premier League.
I remember Ander Herrera accidentally bought Athletic Bilbao fan to our training centre 3 days before we played them in the Europa League, and Jose Mourinho fined him.
As like a
It was a mate of his because Herrera's from Bilbao, I believe.
Yeah, he is.
And then I think he just brought his friend, and his friend was an analyst for the club, Bilbao. And he just full on just let him
Just wrote all his
the training
notes and
session.
went, "Cheers,
it was
mate."
So dumb.
Yeah, that is
it
dumb.
was so because as well, like
weird.
if you're like as the mate, you'd go, "Well, I'm an analyst
Yeah.
for the team you're about to play. I'm gonna watch you train.
Sure, it's
I'm
all right
going
for me to come and watch this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
come down.
Yeah, why not? Come
But shall I
on,
tell you
mate.
something, right? Do you know it goes on a lot in boxing, even before we heard of
Oh yeah, I'm sure it does.
Because what a lot of the guys do, their training sessions are often public, so people can come in and watch. So what you tend to find is, you get somebody that's in there watching, pretending they're a fan, and really they're affiliated to the other fighters' camp, and then they go back and say they're working on this, they're working on that. That's why with a lot of the big fights now, the training sessions are not public, and they have people. It's just exclusive to the members of the camp. So, yeah, it's interesting.
But it goes even to like in the Premier League. Obviously, we went and watched a lot of games that Rio was playing at Chelsea in the academy, and then basically just stuck a little business card in his pocket and walked off. And then we had to go to court about that, like a tribunal, and we ended up paying, I can't remember what it was, over £1 million, I think. Rio tribunal fee.
Well, I remember selling your whole Van Dijk Southampton.
2.8 million.
Paid 2.8 million over that.
For basically, tribunal is ruled that Liverpool must pay. It's add-ons going up to 6.8, but essentially we.
Is that for tapping up?
Essentially, it
Like
says.
going through improper channels.
But basically, it said they decided this fee because the two clubs could not agree on compensation. But before you're 18, it's very murky, isn't it? Before you can sign as an adult. So, yeah, we literally went to the academy and just grabbed him, basically.
Well, because it's happened on a few occasions with Liverpool, hasn't it? Because I remember, obviously, ironically, Southampton complained about your Van Dijk when you were trying to sign Van Dijk initially.
And then we backed off.
And
then he was desperate to come, so he got it done over Christmas.
Was it that you originally wanted to sign him in the summer, and then you backed him in the summer, and then you ended up signing him 6 months later?
Yeah.
You announced even before the window opened, didn't you? It was like Christmas Day.
Christmas Day by the
really-
Christmas tree, and then scored on his debut against the Toffees. Get up there,
I
boy.
remember that. But I remember thinking,
Top end.
how did that work? How do you announce a transfer before the window opens?
He just wanted it so bad. He was like, just announce it.
Just announce the
Just get it done.
pre
Yeah.
agreed for.
Yeah.
Well, Paul Ince
Happy
announced his
Christmas,
own.
Reds. That was it.
Remember that?
So fair.
Paul Ince, he did his own announcement.
Yeah, when he left West Ham, they hated him for that, didn't they?
That was poor, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, how are you going to do that? Appear with...
Yeah.
Went to the shop and bought a shirt, didn't he?
That is poor, man.
With that with Ibrahimovic, when he signed for us, he announced it. The club wanted to do a whole big thing, and he just went on Facebook and just put our logo on his face.
Do you remember when Hazard did it?
For Man United.
Hazard said, I will join the European champions in 2012, and it was Chelsea.
Yeah.
Obviously.
After we tried to sign him.
Hold up.
Jane Call 13 in the chat says, AGT and Dylan, are you guys related? No, we're not related.
Yeah, and they also put "Come on, Freiburg" at the end. Is that a joke?
Hold that.
Both
Is that a sick,
good looking and
sick
full
joke?
of brilliant ball
And
knowledge.
Celtic.
I'm sorry.
Laurie love the boxing content.
We get it. We
Celtic
get it. You're a fan.
cousins.
Freiburg.
Up the Freiburg,
Why
man.
Freiburg? Are you a Birmingham City fan? I don't understand.
Jam Cal 13. Who
comprende.
do you support, my
Yeah,
friend? Let us
tell
know.
us.
Yeah, do
That
let
should be like a thing now. If you want to get involved in this chat, your name should, in brackets, you should have the team that you support.
Well, there are
Declare
some people
your-
we know, like we know who Clara Bitsy.
Yeah,
supports,
Chelsea.
for example. She's obviously a very regular on here. Hey, speaking of that, then, how are you feeling ahead of that final? Are you?
It's so
Got a big
exciting.
game
It's
tomorrow
so
before that
exciting.
final, mate.
What, a huge game that has almost
Yes.
zero.
Yeah, shall we talk
consequences?
about tomorrow first and then we'll talk
Chronological, I
about-
think.
You wanna talk-
Yeah, I think
But
so.
how many consequences does the game tomorrow have?
For us,
realistically?
I think it's actually a big game for a few reasons. Our pride, I was saying to Alex as well, that we spent a lot of this season in third place. So to finish fifth isn't really good enough. It kind of feels like a bit of a bottle, Champions League or no Champions League. Unai's pride and my own pride. I want to be in that top four. But aside from that, if we don't win, I feel like Man City, we're just not going to beat them at the Etihad in the last game of the season. I just can't see it. And I don't really care that much as it stands. If the famous Freiburg do us on Wednesday, and that could happen 11v11 on the day, like it's not unheard of. We need to win tomorrow. If not, if we bottle everything, it could be a terrible, terrible season in the end. So, which would be such a shame after having such a good season to begin with before those key injuries that I referenced.
you're
Can I just
4
ask a
points
quick question? Why is this game being played and the season still going on?
That's
Normally
been
the
happening
European
for a while
finals.
now, though.
Has it?
Yeah, it's been happening
because
for a
there's
few years
3
now.
finals now as well. Remember, because I think the Conference League final.
the week after.
Yeah, well, last season our Europa League finals before the last.
Surely it
I
should be
remember.
Conference League, Europa, and then Champions League, not Europa
You'd think,
Conference.
well, last season
Champions
was the
League.
same because we played Spurs in the Europa League and then played you at Old Trafford like 4 days later. So it's the same last season. But this season, yeah, it's the same with the Europa League. It seems to be first.
Yeah.
Then it's Champions League. Then it's Conference League. Then it's Champions League.
Yeah, that is a bit strange.
And also the FA Cup is now before the season ends as well. The FA Cup's finals this weekend.
Yeah, Saturday.
It's in 2 days.
That's
No
news
Saturday
as of this
football
season.
show. We're doing the watch
I must
along
say,
instead.
if you don't win that will be a huge disappointment. I mean, we're at Freiburg.
Unai Emery never loses finals in that, though.
Well, yeah.
He does.
Yeah, I was gonna
Unless
say,
it's for
yeah,
us.
actually.
Unai Emery.
Once upon a time.
lose the Europa
When
League
he
final if the
when
team
he
has
lost
Villa
that
in their
one
name.
with us, we didn't just lose. We got
You
smoked.
you got your pants.
Oh,
pulled
don't
down.
even
4-1.
talk about that because that's bad vibes for me right now. Back
Arsenal
to
pack, though.
Liverpool though, I do think that we should but should beat them tomorrow to take the pressure off. I think it takes the pressure off and should as good as cement Champions League. But in fact, mathematically, surely I haven't even looked.
It depends on Bournemouth because Bournemouth are playing Man City on the Tuesday.
Isn't
And if Bournemouth,
Points are between us now.
what the two? Who?
not many,
It's
actually.
4.
Yeah, but
Many.
it doesn't matter if you beat Freiburg, you're in.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, but what if we don't? What if we bottle that cup?
That's why this game is more important than people think
Yeah,
it is.
it is.
Yeah.
And if there wasn't a 5th place for Champions League, and if they weren't in the final on Wednesday, I said
this
this in
game
the
would be
video,
huge.
this game would be like builders,
Yeah.
the top 4 decider basically. But because it isn't, it's like, oh well, you can finish 5th.
Well,
don't
it's a
worry.
scenario of the result could end up not mattering if Bournemouth don't beat Man City. So because
Yeah.
Bournemouth are 4 points behind the two of you, if Bournemouth lose and they've only got one game to try and gain 4 points, so either of you could get smacked 4-0 or something. And as if Bournemouth don't win, then it doesn't matter. You both get top 5 anyway. But it's the fact that because Man City play in the final and because you're in your final as well, the game's been moved to Friday and City's game's been moved to next Tuesday. So therefore, it's important because of what could happen a few days later. But everyone, I think.
But we're
would
chill.
expect-
We feel a bit we're chilled about it. I think both of us do. Also, fair play to Bournemouth.
I've just been offered a ticket.
Yeah.
Oh, come. We can go to oh, no, you can't. It's a home pub. I'm not going to say it now in case. I don't
I
even
hope
think
Villa
this
win it,
makes away.
actually.
Oh, that's good.
Again,
I've gone. Well, we've both gone 2-1, haven't we? Which is
Which
such like a
means-
default. It just
No,
means
Because
nothing.
I predicted, and Dylan will be a testimony to this, I predicted that you'd beat Forest when everybody was predicting against it.
You didn't just beat them,
even-
you smoked them.
Yeah, but actually, I was worried for that Forest game. I really was, just based on form and how they, how they were beating everyone. The Sunderland 5-0 really scared me. But yeah, so we've gone 2-1 for tomorrow. I've no idea what Villa team will turn up. Genuinely, it's been high and low, and even with or without changes, I have no idea. So hope we win that one. But Wednesday, I'm going to Istanbul on Monday. Very, very excited for that. Biggest game of my whole entire life. And I've gone to virtually every game my whole life. I haven't a season ticket since I was 3. So really, really big day for me, my family, Birmingham. And I hope
The
we'll do
blue
it.
side.
big day for some
The
people.
people that matter in Birmingham.
Oh, it's late.
That was one of the things I was
Oh, that's
going
a
to say.
That's late.
Are you joking?
It's late.
Birmingham City fans don't.
Oh,
Yeah, I said it. I actually stand by that. That's one of the nicest things I've ever said. I grew up in in Birmingham. There's like Villa areas and Blues areas, and I grew up in a Birmingham City area. And when Koscielny gave Obafemi Martins that ball to win them the Carling Cup in 2010 or 11. I remember I had to go into school the day after, and all the blue noses, all the kids had like the paper.
it's always
out
the
with,
blue
like,
ones that are the bitter
Oh
ones in the
God.
city.
No, but I got for some reason I was like
exactly. You
the
were spot
idiot, and I was like, I have nothing to do with this. But like, weirdly, we've always been better than them, but they managed to
They're about
take
to
the
get
mick
a
out of me.
sixth stadium, aren't they? They play Real Madrid, aren't they? In
Oh,
pre-season.
I saw that. Yeah, I actually wasn't sure if it was a joke. I did see it. I thought it was a
Do you wanna
joke. For a hate watch, sit in the Madrid end, obviously.
Well, to be fair, I don't know if Real Madrid, the current state of their
Raul
beat
probably.
Birmingham City.
Raul, yeah, hold that Real
They
Madrid,
would-
by the way.
The Birmingham City fans would never stop talking about that. But that new stadium, what do you guys think of that? The
I've
Birmingham
only
City one?
seen like
It's a joke.
AI.
I mean,
What-
they've
so
gone
What are they doing?
What's the capacity?
60k. They can't even fill their like 25k.
Sorry, they're building a 60,000 seater stadium.
They're
have a
not
look.
really
Is that
doing
just 'cause
it.
they want
Is that really what it's going to look like?
Yeah, they've gone for the old-fashioned chimneys, like almost like not peaky, like because obviously, I don't know, but industrial, yeah. But it's mainly not because
Oh my
obviously because they
God.
can't fill St Andrews as it stands.
Surely-
but we want to host
that-
like the Olympics or
Is
something.
that what's going to look like?
And that's what it's going.
That's
Oh,
the
you
concept
should
of the
see.
Looks like a bloody
the
power
AI.
station.
That's
You know
Battersea
Homer
Power
Simpson
Station.
when he
That's
leaves
Battersea
work?
Power station.
You know Homer Simpson?
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
that's all the
I
smoke
reckon
coming
that.
out.
What's more
Mad that.
bizarre, that or Man United's big net?
Oh, you're
big-
the
the big-
circus.
the circus
That's not happening, is it?
I don't think it'll happen in the end. No,
This
they
is
want it
why
to.
you don't get new stadiums. You just build on already great stadiums, like us.
Yeah, but I think it gets to a
Yeah.
point with United.
Well,
It's 120
us too.
years old.
Yeah.
You're redoing your.
We're getting bigger. We're going to 50k instead of like 43 that we're on at the moment. But we're locking off the whole north stand all of next season. So I just wonder what that would be like. Like,
Do you know what we had it
bit
when the
odd,
Anfield
really.
Row was being done? You'd just be in the cop looking at scaffolding for like 2-3 years.
I don't
just,
like
it's just
it.
the whole stand is nothing.
Yeah.
Playing must be bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, imagine the first half you're playing towards fans, like they say towards the cop end. Second half you actually are just playing towards a load of scaffolding.
To be fair, the good thing is the north stand is like not the atmosphere. It's not like it's the whole end, the famous hold. So it's okay. It's one of the better ones to have. But yeah, expanding the stadium, really exciting times. And I think a lot of this is happening. Is it? Maybe it's for the Euros actually.
Is Villa Park one of the Euro stadiums?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Obviously, they're going to do a lot of stuff like have concerts there and all sorts of events.
Yeah. Well, the
Had
Tom Brady
Ozzy Osbourne there as well, didn't you?
at Villa Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, his last
You-
concert.
Yeah, bless
To be
him.
fair though, Birmingham is the second city. And
Correct.
Birmingham, obviously, they're not doing that well at the moment. But if they were to catch fire, that catchment area they got. I mean, you're talking like, was it 4 million?
In Birmingham.
yeah.
It's 6. I think I
Is it?
swear I
It's a
googled
lot
it
of
the other
people
day.
anyway.
Yeah,
So-
maybe it is 4.
There's
Maybe I
only a
don't,
couple
maybe I
of
don't know
big
my own
clubs there,
city.
really, aren't they?
Well,
Because it's Villa, Birmingham, and
Forest.
then no, they're
the
easy.
wider metropolitan
Wolves is
area
West
is
Midlands.
4.3 million.
Yeah.
The city proper centre is 1.2 and then 4.3 all.
So that's a massive catchment area.
Huge.
And it's
Yeah.
only
Liverpool's
rival.
500,000.
Yeah. Well, Liverpool's a.
Oh wow,
yeah.
I didn't realise it was such
It's a
a
condensed city, isn't it?
I didn't think it was that small.
Yeah.
Interesting.
1.2 mil for the parade, though.
What you mean, the parade?
You're always gonna
The one that didn't end well.
Guy, if Villa win that final, the parade in Birmingham.
That's going to go.
cool.
I've never been to a parade before.
They're
for
pretty
Villa.
good.
Are they good?
Pretty amazing
I
days.
was with a City fan yesterday,
No.
and he was talking about how like no one cares now when they
I
win.
don't know if you were saying that.
To be fair, he's about to have
Like,
one.
did something just go
He's
over my
about to have
head?
a massive one.
A double one.
Oh, easy. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Quick one. That.
No, but I mean, the point I was making was the potential for Birmingham,
Yeah.
if they do catch fire, is
I do
extraordinary.
think I've been thinking
Yeah.
about this game, and I think I do want Liverpool to win it because I want to see that sixth spot get Champions League. Like if it's Bournemouth in the Champions League or Brighton in the Champions League or something.
Is Bournemouth
I do
allowed
wanna
to
see
be
it.
in
I
the
don't want
Champions
that.
League?
Well, because of
With their stadium?
I think they'll have to make changes. It's like how you remember when Luton technically didn't have a Premier League level stadium, so
Yeah.
they just made a couple changes.
But they're 11.
But I'm sure there's been
What's the
smaller
Premier
clubs
League?
than Bournemouth in the Championship.
Do you know what? I went to Girona
But there's
a
special
couple of years
regulation.
ago away, and that must have been like 12,000 or something.
So Bodo Glimt's bigger than Bournemouth?
No, but
Girona
I don't think it's to do with.
capacity.
I don't think there's a minimum capacity. Obviously, you've got.
Girona's 14.
There's not a minimum capacity, but I think it's just to do with like regulations for
It's
like
regulations
stadium and safety and
you have
stuff.
to have
So
a
all it
certain
would be-
pitch width, and like you can't just do it your own rules. Like it's
No,
Girona,
but what
Bodo
I'm sure,
Glimt,
I'm like Bodo Glimt. They've been in Europe. multiple
8,000.
Yeah.
I'm sure Bournemouth is 12, so that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's a capacity thing. I think it's just about like the set like the level
structure of the
safety
stadium
regulation
stuff.
structure
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
It's like as I said with Luton, they didn't have a Premier League level safeguarding whatever stadium.
right.
So they had to make some changes before the season started.
I mean that Bodo Glimt one, it's in the Arctic Circle.
yeah.
I mean that.
It's one of
on
the
a-
coolest stadiums.
So imagine a January night there. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Forget about January.
Was
imagine
it-
August?
Yeah, anything.
But that's why they beat some big teams.
Yeah,
They had some. Well,
it's
they
not
beat Man
nice.
City, slapped Man
Fake
City
pitch
there.
as
To the
well.
point where Erling Haaland paid the fans back.
Fake pitch as well. They
Yeah,
used to
3G
sit
pitch.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a great run. Big them up actually.
And they got absolutely annihilated
Fantastic.
by Sporting.
Fantastic.
They lost 5-0 in the second leg. They were 3-0 up.
Yeah.
They lost 5-0 in the second leg around the 16th of Champions League. Yeah.
And who's it who knocked out Sporting? Oh, okay. Right.
Just to answer the question, the mystery of who that guy supports. Newcastle.
Which guy?
The guy that was like, come on, Freiburg.
Oh.
He's Freiburg super fan
Oh, I thought you were going to say the
2001.
Southampton intern from.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
thought-
sorry. Breaking news. Breaking news. He's a
That's
Newcastle
every
fan.
fan.
any beef between Newcastle and Villa?
Yeah, we sent him down, didn't we? Sob on the Tyne.
True, you did.
Big sign. And I see a lot of hate, like not hate, but also weirdly, Villa fans and Sunderland fans were kind of like that. So I just feel like, but I like Newcastle.
Because it's like the battle of the two clubs who were spoken about to replacing Spurs when
Yeah.
it looked more likely that Spurs were going down.
Yeah.
It's like who does it become Big Five? Does it become what's the entry requirements for someone like Aston Villa or a team like Newcastle, etc.
I think fan base wise, maybe revenue as well, were just really similar to them.
Yeah.
To be honest, I quite like Villa. When I say quite like, I've got no problem with Villa. I actually like.
Yeah, I've got a
I
soft
said to
spot
you,
for
I've
Villa.
been to the stadium
Really?
a couple of times, and I've got no real acrimony to
Up the Villa.
I actually hope they will beat because I like Emery. I think I love his passion.
I
But
actually
even after his
respect
Arsenal
you
thing.
saying that. Yeah.
Listen, what happened. I mean, he's a good manager. It just didn't work for him. But I had no reason to-
I've always said the same thing about Emery. I think he's just this is where he's at his absolute best.
How many
I
years
find
he
that
won?
disrespectful though.
A team, no, but like raising the floor of a team from obviously Gerrard had you in the relegation, but he raised you. What was it? It was within like 6 months, wasn't it, that you went from?
Oh, he took
relegation
our team
to
now
European
is actually still basically Steven Gerrard's team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like now.
Pretty much.
But I just find it. I know you're not trying to disrespect Villa, but I find it disrespectful when people are like,
Being
he's good at a
condescending.
team
He's very
like.
good at that.
It's like a team
Oi.
like.
Call you no, he is.
chill.
No. I'm going to call you out on that.
A team like
do it.
Villa, but a lot of people
Do
say
it.
it like, and I understand that. I just feel like people don't realise how big of a club Villa are. Maybe because
I do.
historically,
I do.
in this sort of this.
Old school fans will.
Yeah,
New-
and,
Not
and
even
Villa
old school,
and
really.
Villa fans, we know just how big our club is. In fact, question.
Oh, you're right.
This question this week, I've been on. This question is going to come up on everything I film this week, so it's come up. But I want an answer from all of you, and I don't want you to think about it. I want you to just say. We'll start with you, Alex. Who's a bigger team, Villa or Spurs?
Good question. That. What,
Oh,
have you got
oh.
8 titles, Villa?
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Oh, I mean, you did win a Champions League in 1982.
Correct. Ball knowledge.
They have won 3 European Cups themselves now, or 2 or 3 UEFA Cups. I think it's 3.
I'll say Spurs.
I'd say Spurs just.
Spurs are a bigger institution
Yeah.
in the way of like what they bring in, their global fan base, etc. Blah blah blah. But Villa have had a more interesting history. I'd say in the way of at least having obviously 1 European Cups in the past, 1 other cup
Have gone down though.
Like
Spurs haven't ever gone down
Yeah.
in the Premier League.
in the Prem.
Spurs have gone down previously, yeah.
Yeah.
I do think overall.
Let me look
it's
at the
Spurs,
honours.
because the institution that is Tottenham Hotspur is so.
Let's
massive.
see your honours then.
I think the only reason anyone would put Spurs first is actually just because they're a London club.
7
I think
leagues.
that has a lot
Yeah,
to do.
that-
I
but,
think.
but that's.
And I think the fact we've won we've won it all, puts us above that.
7
that
FA
one piece of
Cups,
history.
5
like
League
9 out of
Cups.
10 people said Villa the other day without hesitation.
Really?
Yeah,
They
it
were
was
Villa
actually
fans.
Lee, the Arsenal fan, that said Spurs. And I thought, is that like a North London sort of thing? You just
Spurs honestly, they are a massive club.
They are.
They're not.
but
I wouldn't say massive.
No, they are.
They're a big club.
Potentially,
They're one of the
anyway.
big six.
Potentially, they are.
They're hanging on by a thread.
How?
But they're one of the.
So let's.
The big reason Spurs one of the big six.
Do you know what though?
Their rival
Actually,
rivals.
hang on. Let's do
The
some
North London
revision
derby
here.
keeps Spurs.
Guys, I'm seeing all the comments saying Villa.
They've won 2 league titles. Villa have won 7.
That's not the only metric, though.
No, I'm just going through the honours, and I know you like to say Arsenal are bigger than Liverpool on any metric, and it's totally the opposite.
Guys, he's also Villa, by the way.
8 FA Cups for Spurs, 7 for Villa. Sorry, 7 for Villa as well. You've got 4 League Cups for Spurs versus 5 League Cups. I mean, Charity Shield, I'm not going to count, but you have got. They have got 2 UEFA Cups in the Europa League, and you've got a Champions League basically and a Super Cup.
Right, I've got something that should be factored into this. So, and I've checked this. There are 6 or 5 key metrics of a big club: global fan base, historical and modern silverware, financial power, stadium size, and brand appeal. Now, how many of those 5 would you say you surpass Tottenham on?
Maybe
But I do
historical.
th-
Stadium
success.
capacity. Spurs have just built a new massive stadium.
And we can only expand ours by so much. We could
Because I
fill
would
it.
say on at least 3 of those, Spurs. Brand appeal, stadium size, financial power. All 3
But
of those are in Spurs.
Spurs' White Hart Lane capacity was 36,000.
Yeah, and also
Smaller than Villa's.
Yeah, but it's
So
not now. They just built a stadium up
60
the
odd,
road.
yeah.
Yeah, I know, and
But
it's
if we
costing their
expanded-
club dearly.
Yeah, but it don't matter. They've got it.
oh, thanks to Beyonce, they're all right. But
Yeah.
like
And
we're only
go-karts.
expanding our stadium by 7,000 fans because of I don't know some kind of rights and the time and whatnot. So we have a waiting list for our season tickets for like 50,000 people. We could potentially fill
Potentially,
a
but you're not there
gigantic.
yet. I would say, no disrespect, of those 5, global fan base, historic and modelled silverware, financial power, stadium size, and brand appeal, only one of those would you surpass Tottenham on, and that is everything else. Global
Which
fan
ones
base.
do Arsenal surpass Liverpool in then? Go
No,
on,
no, we're not-
Marshall
Oh, look
here.
at
Hey, he
this.
doesn't want to get into that.
No, we're not talking about that.
No, it's an interesting question for me because
Only one
I
of
know
those
I'm
5,
biased.
I would say.
I know I'm biased, so I don't know. I still would go Villa. I think it's literally the European Cup, but yeah.
Yeah, but Forest won a European Cup.
I think
but-
they won
2.
2, didn't they?
2 Champions League.
But I
So
do
they're
think
bigger than Arsenal then? Hell no.
In Europe, I'd
hey,
say
Villa,
so, yeah.
actually by that standard,
but-
you guys haven't won a
But
European Cup.
by
Forest
who
European
has more heritage in Europe, Forest do have
Yeah,
than
so
Arsenal.
what? They're nowhere near as big a club as Arsenal.
Didn't beat
We all
them,
know
did you?
that.
Yeah, that's
So we
fact.
can all quote, European.
But
clubs.
in Europe, they have won more trophies than you.
What club?
Factually.
Which club would you say is more intertwined in British football, like history and culture? Villa or Spurs?
Villa, we are the founders of the football league.
Because I actually
There
think
wouldn't
with
be this
Villa,
the league without
I-
Aston Villa.
In terms of
Actually, yeah,
actual,
that was another point
in
I raised the
terms
other
of
day.
Actual,
Thank
like
you.
intertwining into the story
Correct.
of football in England, I do think it's Aston Villa because Spurs' story has always been that they're terrible.
What year was Spurs founded? Villa at 18.
Yeah, we're that terrible that they beat you in the Europa League last season.
Hey,
impact, bro.
hold that.
I love
you
how we can all just
sausage.
keep saying something. and then something.
1882, what were you?
1874. Yeah, we're the founders of Football League. So yeah, so
What does that even mean,
William
though?
McGregor.
it means we started everything. We started the
Really?
league. There was other clubs like
Notts
Everton.
County did, didn't
Everton
they?
are one of them, I think.
The
Wolves.
bloke
1874.
that founded Villa was part of the team that founded the Football League, right? That's the story.
Yeah.
Are you claiming that then?
Yeah.
William McGregor,
William McGregor.
who founded the world's first football league in 1888.
Yeah.
You going that far back?
If I have to.
150 years.
We're talking historically now, aren't we?
Yeah.
This isn't my main claim to fame, by the way. I've had a better life as a Villa fan than that, but I'm just saying that is. Thank you, Dylan.
Hang on, though. Hang on.
Contributing factor.
George Ramsay's trophy haul of 6 titles and 6 FA Cups established Aston Villa as the most successful club in England right up until the 1970s. I didn't even know that.
There you go.
That's what I mean.
And then obviously Liverpool.
In terms of being historically intertwined into football,
Might be Villa then.
It is. That's Aston
Maybe it's Villa.
But also, I look at the reaction between when Villa went down versus when Spurs almost went down this season. It's different gravy. I think, as I said, Spurs.
Yeah, no, agree.
Spurs bigger institution. Tottenham Hotspur football.
Almost
club.
went down. Season's not done yet.
Well, but like they're
insulting West Ham fans.
West Ham are currently odds on to go down.
Almost went down last year, though, didn't they?
Yeah, well, that's 20. That was never really in doubt.
No, I would say that Spurs are bigger.
Spurs bigger institution, everything.
Maybe
but Villa have
maybe
a bigger,
past few years.
Bigger history.
intertwining in like kind of the story of football within England.
Yeah, if you're David Attenborough, then yeah.
It's very very long.
National treasure. If you're a national treasure, then you're
He's
probably
100.
say
Thinking
Villa.
about historical. He's 100.
He's 100 just
That's what
done
I'm
the
saying.
other day, yeah.
David
Good
Attenborough.
David
What a
Maybe
legend,
you might
man.
think Villa, but
I saw a
everyone-
montage of him and I was like, oh no, he's died. Like I get really worried when I see that.
Every
that
time
I
the
think,
BBC saying he's do something new, it starts with BBC David Attenborough. I'm like, oh,
or if
no.
it's like a black and white photo, like why'd you play with me like that?
No,
Like,
it's
I don't
when
know
they
why.
go,
I'd be
David
so upset.
Attenborough has passed his neighbour and said hi.
yeah.
I swear they do it on purpose for clicks.
Notts County were the first football club, though.
Is that a fact?
Yeah,
Yes.
I've been there. It
You
is.
are right,
yeah.
Guys, there's so many people saying Villa on here though.
Shout
by
out
the
to
way.
my
Are
boy
you sure
Curtis,
you
who
haven't
plays
just
for
put this
Notts
on your
County.
story? So
I actually haven't even
Played.
put it on my story. It made me think. Guys, why have you tuned in? Like, what's going on? Do you normally watch GR Sports?
Maybe there are.
I
loads of
haven't-
Aston
I
Villa
haven't
fans that watch
posted
the
today.
Anyway, let's get onto these awards because I want to.
Yeah, true.
Well, you've got some
Actually,
I need
things
to
say.
vent
Well,
on
the thing is,
that.
I wanted to integrate this as smoothly as I could into Rocket Ranked, obviously, because Rocket Ranked normally do 1, 2, and 3. But the Premier League today have come out with their like end of season fan voting awards. It's been Young Player of the Year, Manager of the Year, or Young Player of the Season, Manager of the Season, and Player of the Season. And so obviously Rocket Ranked for £16 a month for unlimited calls, text data, and 20 gigs to use in the EU. And if you want to come watch the Champions League final in the studio, we're giving away 3
Are we?
pairs of tickets. Yep. As it says.
Some
on the
weirdos
thing.
turning up, are they?
Huh?
What?
What?
No, that's all right.
Do you want to do the rest?
No,
of it,
no,
Alex?
go for it. Sorry.
3 pairs of tickets to Rocket Mobile customers who are also, you get other monthly perks such as, because he says it on the screen right now, members only monthly YouTube Q&A. You got WhatsApp channel access, chance to be, win tickets to games, to win fan cam appearances. But it's 3 pairs of tickets to come watch Champions League final in the studio. Which is obviously great if you're an Arsenal fan. So if you want to learn more, either scan the QR code in the bottom right-hand side of your screen or click the link if you're watching on YouTube in the live chat or the description to learn more. So I'll just let you guys... What do you want to start with? Player of the Year, Manager of the Year, or Young Player of the Season?
Go through them all if you want. We'll start off with
Should we
manager.
I was thinking start with managers because that's...
What is Carrick doing there?
I have no
What
idea.
is that about?
So basically,
I thought you were going to try and mount a
let
defence.
me read them out. So it's Keith Andrews, Mikel Arteta, Michael Carrick, Pep Guardiola, Andoni Iraola, and Reggie Labrie.
Well, I agree with all of them apart from Carrick and maybe Pep. To be fair, if Pep wins, he could still win the treble.
I think
it's so weird, isn't it? He could
such a
still do
weird
that.
time.
And then he'd deserve it.
Domestic
But
treble, yeah.
I think you give that, no matter who wins the league, you go drive down to Hounslow and you give that to Keith Andrews.
What?
Because every single person, including myself, round this table, the 12:30 show, everyone had Brentford to go down, and they're potentially
So
getting
you're
European
telling me
football.
if Arteta wins the league and the Champions
Yeah, but you finished second, first. He's gone from relegation
facts.
expectant to
No, don't get me wrong.
finishing in
He
Europe.
deserves immense amount of credit and give him an honourable mention. But surely,
No,
if
mate.
Arteta creates history,
Keith Andrews.
But I also feel like this season, like other teams have dropped,
Unbelievable
like City
achievement.
have dropped points. Like I feel like, is it that? Oh, it is impressive, obviously.
What if you win the Champions League?
What,
It is
79
the Champions
points?
League, yeah.
Like-
But I don't know. Well, obviously,
It's something that we've never done.
I'm quite. I like
Well,
this
up
sort
to
of
85.
thing when they can do the. I don't know, not impossible, but makes such a difference. I think that's a shout. But I must say, I do actually think that Carrick being in there
That's
is fair.
preposterous.
No, I think it's fair.
What? Oh, come on.
Look, I'm not I don't really like United that much, but I do
Why?
think the way he turned, no one likes United. It's just like a thing.
No, but
isn't it?
why? I'm really,
except for United
honestly,
fans.
I'm really interested to learn what reasons you would give. What salient reasons?
Just
you
the
would
difference he's made.
Well, 'cause
He
finished
turned that
third.
team. It's not. Again, it's similar to the, like. Well.
No.
Did you
Keith
see that
Andrews is
team?
very different.
Did you see how bad they were? And then
Yeah,
suddenly the
but
Carrick ball
horrible,
came
yeah,
out.
horrible.
I think he's done a great job.
But the potential was always there, though. They're underachieved by a long, long way.
Who?
Deserves credit, but
United.
it's a bit of a stretch
Yeah.
to even consider him. He should be nowhere near.
I don't think
Nowhere
he should
near.
win or anything, but I think it's fair.
Bear in mind, so I will say, so these awards always have 6 nominees. So if it's not Michael Carrick, who is your 6th nominee then?
That doesn't matter. I'm
It
saying
does,
she-
because you're saying he should be nowhere near there. So therefore, you have to have a different nominee.
Does
You- you-
Unai
you
Emery
can't-
get in if he wins a
If
cup?
I really
This-
thought
this-
about it,
this
I could find somebody.
But well,
I don't think he should be. I don't think what he's done is worthy of that.
I think how I see it is I think Michael Carrick has done a stunning job at United. 15
Stunning.
games.
Stunning's a big of. Come on.
Yeah, man.
What is this?
I think he's done a
Stunning.
What channel are we on here?
I wasn't
Come
going to
on.
say stunning.
Come on.
Okay,
man.
but
He's done a good job.
You know I like to use my words. Regardless,
Just got a
what
link.
you
Have you just
saying?
tried to add me on LinkedIn?
like an hour ago, yeah.
Cheers,
I
mate.
because I've started reusing LinkedIn.
Decline.
Wow. No, so it's
Stunning.
So it's
Stunning,
That's a Liam Rosino type.
Yeah.
15 games,
Respectable.
10 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses.
Stunning's not.
Is a
That
great
is-
run.
Nah, it's
We've
not
beaten.
cold.
Well, someone said Emery.
Stunning is what
we've
Jurgen
beaten
Klopp
every
did
single
at Liverpool in
big
10
of
years.
the other big 6 teams since he's joined.
Stunning's
Which
a
I
mad
think,
one, though.
considering the fact that we finished 15th last season, we were like 2 points off 14th when he joined. We're now finishing 3rd. We've been 3rd for I don't know how long, for most of the time, like from probably like mid-February onwards. I think he deserves a lot of credit.
He does deserve credit.
And I understand why he's been put in. I don't personally think he should be anywhere near the actual award itself, but I think
contradicted
Yeah.
no.
Come on.
You
man.
have.
No, because I'm going through what I think is he's been really, really good, whatever words, blah, blah, blah. I think he's deserves so much credit for what he's done, but I just don't think I don't think it's necessarily right to give him this award because he's only had 15
Can I
games. He's
just
not been here for a
interject?
38 game season.
Can I just interject?
He's not been here for long enough and done enough compared
it
to
was
other managers
stunning.
this season.
I thought it was stunning.
Alec, can I just say this, right? I've just looked up the definition of stunning. Stunning is an adjective
That was an
used to describe something remarkably attractive, impressive, or surprisingly shocking. There's nothing about what he's done is stunning. Sorry.
Do you regret that
I
word
think
now?
10 wins in 15 games. I think
66% win ratio is stunning, is it, these days?
For a club
I'm
like
saying
Man
com-
United.
Big Man U, you know.
compared to how terrible we were before. I remember beginning of the season, you looked at me and said Manchester United are the 14th best team in the Premier League. This manager has taken, therefore, in your words, the 14th best team in the Premier
God,
League.
that's because they were
to
in
third.
14th at the time, yeah.
No, but no, you flat out said, 14th best squad in the league.
Yeah.
That's word for word what you said. So, a manager being able to take them third. By the way, I don't even think he should be near this award.
So why, are you
we're
fighting,
saying-
so why are you fighting it
but
so
no,
hard then,
I
mate?
agree. I feel like
deserve
the
credit.
job
What are you
he's
saying,
done does deserve credit.
You
I
just
don't
said
think...
what I
That's-
just
yeah,
said.
you're agreeing with
you
what I
just
said. I said, what's he doing
endorsed
there?
What me and him have
I'm
just
explaining
said.
to you why he's in the nomination.
Yeah, but you just
I'm
said
so-
you don't think he should be anywhere near it. So what?
Yeah, the top trophy, because what he's done is nowhere near what Iraola's done.
So
or
should
what
he or
Bandry's
should he
done.
not be nominated?
In
Yes
the
or
top
no?
6, I think it's a coin flip between him and Unai Emery.
You just said he should be nowhere near it. Now you're saying
top
it's a
spot.
coin flip.
The top-
Oh, this man.
No,
he should not be the one holding that award at the end. That's what I'm trying to say. Because Keith
We're
Andrews,
telling
in
you
my
to drop
opinion,
it, bro.
is the one.
This is getting clipped. Stunning, says
No,
King.
but I don't quite think you're hearing me. I'm saying,
giving him credit.
Yeah, and that's what
Do you know what's going on here?
I agree.
Let's get Amy to sum this up.
So,
What's
but
happening
I
there?
actually agree with Dylan to an extent with this one.
But
I don't
You
think
feel
he should
sorry
win.
for him there. Go on.
Oh no! Oh,
but
no,
he,
it's because
but he's agreeing with us.
It's
this is what
because-
me and Laurie said.
It's because I just think the job he's turned it around. Like,
No,
really, I'm impressed by it.
Listen, Dylan, you've heard me say this on previous shows. He's done a good job. But stunning, come on, bro. That's
Stunning was
Don't
rogue.
kill.
Man, semantics with the words,
Don't
but
kill the
I'll-
kids.
I'll
Like he
change
didn't.
it.
Maybe he got a bit ahead of
I'll
himself.
change it to I think he's done a very good job.
Do you regret that?
If you
Do you regret saying stunning?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because
So
I
now
don't-
you're
no,
doubling
no.
down.
Because me and Laurie have had this argument before. He puts more meaning into using words than I do. So, for example, if I call someone a great player, Laurie will go, he's not great, he's very good, or he's good, or he's blah, blah, blah. Whereas when I use terms more loosely, that's just how I speak.
Anyway,
So what
there's
you're basically
been-
saying is you're given to exaggeration. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying that I use terms in more loose
Okay.
word.
Right, words. There's been 3 or 4, maybe even 5 shouts for Emery. If Emery wins this trophy
Yeah,
and secures
yeah,
Champions League, not
Yeah.
like wins it or anything, but he also could absolutely bottle both.
And let-
More than
let's-
Carrick, he should be in there more than Carrick if he gets
100%.
top 4 plus Europa League. 100%.
That I agree with.
And let's be clear as well. Unlike every other club that's represented around this table and a few others, you guys have played one game a week all season. Now that does materially.
I know.
affect-
I play 1 game a week.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
So why aren't you in for Player of the Season, Alex?
Mate, it's a travesty how I've not made that, especially with my performance at Sheffield United.
I just think the whole
Right,
Man United. I
lost
mean,
2.5
there's others
grand.
there we're going to come on to as well. This whole. It seems like whoever organises the award just have to shoehorn a United representative into it somewhere.
15
to
games
make
and
it
he's
look
in
like
that.
a big.
Joke.
Because they know that the traction that Man
Not
United
even
gets-
half.
Yeah, no, that like
And
I
that's
do.
something that I said to Dylan
That's
before.
why I said I think he's not been in.
Not
I
even
don't think
half.
I don't think he's had long enough in the league to be considered for the actual as in when people are voting now. I feel like he's done a very good job, whatever words and that. But I just feel that what Keith Andrews has done, what Mikel Arteta has done, and what Andoni Iraola have done,
And Regis Libri.
and
Yeah.
to an extent, but
He was
Southampton-
going down as well. Everyone had Brentford and Sunderland to go down. We can get the clips
that's
up.
true,
Get
But,
the run the tapes.
no. I think out of this list, I've lost it. Out of this list, I think Michael Carrick should be. Depends on what Man City do between the end of the season. But out of these 6, take all the other managers aside.
He's 6th.
These 6, either 5th or 6th.
6th.
I think that at least four managers there deserve it. And I think Keith Andrews deserves it.
Yeah.
Because Mikel Arteta has come second, first.
Yeah.
It's not like Mikel
With how
Arteta's
much
blowing
backing
everyone
as
out
well.
of water. Where although I
What
think
if we
Mikel
win the
Arteta,
Champions League?
huh?
What if we win the Champions
He should
League?
win Premier League Player of the Season if you win the Champions
No,
League.
but hang on a minute. If Arteta wins the Champions
Touché.
League, creates history, wins the big double, if you like, you're telling me that Keith Andrews should get that above him? Really?
I don't think
Yeah, but if he
he'll win
does
the
that,
Champions
he'll be
League,
winning
though.
bigger awards than this. He'll be
No,
winning
no. I'm just.
FIFA
I know,
World Manager of the
I
Year.
get that. It's impossible to answer because the Champions League final hasn't
Yeah, I
happened
know.
yet,
Yeah.
and the voting closes before that. But I'm
Maybe
basing
it
what
is.
I'm saying based on what I think is going to happen in the final of the Champions League, which is PSG are going to win it.
What about players?
Players.
Should we go young player?
We can go young player. This I don't know. I'll
I've got
hold
them
my
here.
hand. I don't
haven't
know
even seen-
why
I haven't
Kobe
even seen
Mainoo
the
is in
nominees.
this.
Ryan Cherky, Mateus
just told you
Fernandez,
why, man.
Lewis Hall, Michael Coyote. Interesting.
Yeah.
Alex Scott, who I've been bigging up all season. I think he's a
Bournemouth.
good player.
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Outside
Nico
shot.
Riley, Kobe Mainoo, and Krupi.
I'll give it to Nico O'Reilly.
Ryan should be there
Not
as well for
Cherky.
Bournemouth.
You know that? I'll give it to Nico O'Reilly.
Like,
Shirky.
Especially when you consider
would you have
he's
Rio in
actually
there as a
playing out
shout?
of position as well.
Not played enough.
You know that? Nico O'Reilly's playing
Yeah, he
out of
has.
position. as
He
well.
has.
He should get it.
I think he should get it, actually. I do. I agree with you.
Pro Shirky.
I think Shirky's a fantastic player.
How old is he, though?
21, 22.
Can't believe he's that young. He looks old.
Yeah, well, he made his debut
Tough
for Leon
paper
at
round.
16. Wow. He was
22.
He was playing at Leon. This
I'm
is his
sorry.
sixth season of pro
What
football.
are we doing here? It should stop at 21. The day you turn 21, you should not be allowed in this category now.
Well, because I think the idea is you've got to be 21 at the beginning of the
I
season.
know, but no, it's 23. You can be up to 23 and
23?
win this. Because Foden won it like 2 years in a row.
He won young PFA Young Player of the Year at 24.
Yeah.
Didn't he? Yeah.
So for me, looking at these 8 players, first of all, is there any admissions? Could you say? I mean, it's definitely been a
Ryan,
breakout
great
season.
shout.
Ryan's a great shout.
Ryan's a very good
There's
shout.
it's definitely been a breakout season for Max Dowman and Rio, but they haven't played enough.
Minutes, yeah.
Minutes count. So out of those 8 names, Lewis Hall's lucky to be on there. Mateus Fernandez had a good season. Didn't even know he's that young.
Small minutes because he was in. He's had a quite
For me,
hasn't he?
the winner of this is Nico Riley for me.
Yeah, I said-
O'Reilly's gone from barely having a sniff at
Shirky.
City to starting for England at the World Cup. And also O'Reilly, by the way, he plays at left back, but he also he plays like Calafiori in the way that he pops up as like
Yeah.
a second striker.
Yeah.
I think he's a phenomenal young player.
I
Yeah,
think
he's
he's
really
got
good.
so I said that.
much
So do we all agree on that?
No,
I
I'm
said
going
it straight away.
Shirky, but
I said that straight away.
right.
But he's
Yeah.
22, mate.
We're still in the comp for this.
Nah.
Yeah, but
I'm going
on the list,
Shirky.
no, I think Shirky's probably third actually for me because
Really?
Krupi is the first teenager to get more than 10 goals.
Mateus Fernandez is only
that's
21.
really cool and stuff.
Yeah.
But surely Shirky's been one of the most like, what's the word? I don't know. Game changing is not the word. My words are struggling here, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
the
I think
value
been
he's
good as
added
well,
has
yeah.
been like,
Needle mover.
yes, let's
But
go with that.
then City have also not won. They've been second basically the entire season apart from like 2 days. And also,
Yeah, but where would they be without Shirky? That's
Yeah, and true, but you could say the same about where would they be if Mark Gay didn't join in January? Where would they be if Semenyo didn't join in January, etc. as well?
You could always say what.
Obviously, I know that they're not young.
I stand by. I think the player I've been most impressed with of the whole league
Oh, yeah,
this
he's
season,
awesome.
young or not, has actually been Shirky. so-
Before we get to player of the year as well, a couple of super chats I want to read out that I've missed earlier. Sorry. Ronnie Dodge says, "Lovely new home kit and world watching JJ
Rubbish kit.
Gabriel." I'm not sold on it. The big thick Adidas lines, I'm not sold on. We'll see what the
Collar's
other kits
poor
are.
as well.
Our rumoured blue one
Our one's nice.
should look really nice in the Champions League because I finally saw the logo back on the kit today. It was gassed.
Tough times.
And
innit?
then Ronnie Dodgel says, JJ Gabriel won under 18s player of the year. Want argue that one, Laurie. Well, I don't think Laurie knows too much about what's been happening in the under 18s Premier League this season.
No, to
No.
be fair, that's not my forte.
Basically, we've got a kid who's 15
That's it.
who's who's scored.
much.
He's top scorer. And then he won.
Oh, yeah, I think you mentioned
won,
his
yeah, JJ
1989.
Gabriel's class.
Nice.
And then AES1373 says, question for everyone. Is everyone in England more united to see Arsenal bottle it or to see Spurs go down? Basically,
I'd say Arsenal bottle it.
People back more.
I'd say
I would
Arsenal.
say what I'm about to say is that it matters not to me. Cry more, do what you want, but we're going to win the league. So
It's just a question, Laurie.
no, I really don't care because it's inevitable anyway. So
No, it's
I really don't care.
Bad man.
Like, I personally don't want Spurs to go down because it's a fixture that I look forward to every season. United versus Spurs, even if we don't have the greatest record against them at times. But yeah, and I just think the league is better with the fun big teams in it. If that makes sense.
I just think it's funny.
It is funny. I think it get boring really quickly. Because
I think-
they'll walk the league. They'll be the best team.
No, that's the thing. I
think they'll win.
I actually feel like they're like.
think
I think they'll come back up, but I feel like they'd have a tough start because I don't think everyone underestimates how competitive and the quality in the championship.
And it's a lot of games as well. What are some of those
Tough
players
league.
be motivated
Tough
to play in the
league.
championship? They won't. It requires a different mindset and mentality. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But also to finish up, we'll go player of the season nominees. There are 8 here, by the way.
Bruno for me.
They put 8. There's Bruno Fernandes, Gabriel, Morgan Gibbs-White, Erling Haaland, David Raya, Declan Rice, Antoine Semenyo, and Igor Thiago.
Bear in mind we finish in 3 minutes, so try and.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously,
I reckon
I already.
Dylan
obviously, I think
deliberately
it's Bruno.
shoehorned this in right at the end, so I
It's like
can.
Man City's charges, just
Yeah.
kept delaying it.
Do right at the end.
Yeah, I honestly
But
think
just
that's what
obviously, I've said so many
Bruno for
times
me.
why I think it's Bruno
I think
Fernandes.
it's Bruno.
Are you saying that as in actually?
Yeah.
Oh, well, how come?
I can take my Liverpool hat off sometimes.
No, I
mate.
know, but because I get a lot of
Professional,
I get
so-
a lot of that from him and FJ.
No,
for
listen,
saying
do I
Bruno
like
Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes as a.
It's nothing to do with like or this.
No, obviously not, but in terms of individual performance and the kind of chasm that he's gone from 15th to 4th or 3rd or whatever, I do think it's a greater impact individually. Yeah, that's what I'll go with. However, if Arsenal win 2 trophies, even though one of them isn't it won't be counted as the Premier League. If it's the Champions League, it's Premier League Player of the Season or PFA. This is PFA, isn't it? This one.
No, this is the Premier League's Player of the Season.
Okay.
The PFA's
I do think
a separate
it's Bruno,
one.
and that pains me to say it, but I do think it's him.
Fair enough.
I couldn't disagree more.
Bruno aside, who would you give it to? Then, because I've been singing David Raya's praises for months. Because I put a lot on this award, like as I've said to Laurie, I put a lot of consistency on this. I think David Raya has been Arsenal's most consistent player, whereas there have been a lot of ups and downs. So I think Bruno Fernandes aside for me saying that, I think David Raya deserves it.
Fair.
What about you, Amy?
I'm actually going Bruno as well, but I hate the fact I've already defended United once. It's starting to look sus.
Yeah.
I would Bruno. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really
I must say,
And for you?
right, I'll just say this in closing. I'm genuinely astonished that all 3 of you have gone. I really am. I'm not. I just find it preposterous that he should be in there.
Ain't Raya by any chance.
No, seriously, you got Declan Rice, you got.
Declan's not had his best season.
It's just
what
up
we
and down
know.
is how I
Yeah.
see it.
Okay, but David Raya, I'd even put Haaland ahead of him. Haaland's going to win the Golden Boot. He would have won the Carabao Cup, likely to win the FA Cup this weekend. If you look at those contributions, way more. Okay, Bruno's assisted 18 times, fantastic.
19.
They've not won a trophy. They've not come close to winning a trophy.
Grimsby.
Giving him the player of the season. Hell no.
Hell no.
Yeah, but this is
A
Premier
lot of
League
people in
player
the
of
comments, someone said Bruno, and I
to the
can't stand him. Like, I
no.
also can't stand him.
I just think in terms
as a
of who's
person,
been the
player.
best at football this season out of all the players in the Premier League.
You reckon he's been better than David Raya?
I think he's been better than everybody else this season.
So tough when
like
the
it.
positions are so different as well, though. I think
Yeah, that
that
is
is
the one
hard.
Thing, yeah.
That's really tough.
But yeah, regardless, I think I really enjoyed that show.
It's a good show, that.
Covered a lot.
I
Covered
thought-
a lot.
Yeah.
Alex, Amy, and Laura, it's a
Cheers,
pleasure as
mate.
always. Hope
Yes.
you guys enjoyed. And also, same for you at home. Watching on YouTube, X,
that?
Facebook, LG TV, Samsung TV, everything. If you're watching, if you can leave a like. Let us know in the comments if you can who you think should be winning these awards, etc., etc. And also, what should happen to Southampton if they have been found to be spying. Let me know in the comments. Apart from that, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Cheers.
Cool, mate.
What's wrong
The
with
Don
you?
doesn't
Are you
sound
some
happy
kind of
there,
idiot?
does he?
You got to do better.
Sounds like someone's getting fired in there.
What the hell's wrong with you lot? Your levels are dropping.
Time there. Mate, I think Ty might be getting the old tic-tac.
That's just appalling.
What, out of
That's
the door?
poor.
Getting the elbow, mate, yeah.
What, latest sunshine?
Yeah. For good, hopefully. The Don's not happy.
Ty, you all right?
We're in a title race. You've got to be putting chances like that away.
Rocket Mobile gets you unlimited data, calls and texts for just £16 a month. Plus your invite into the Rocket Perks programs. It's the plan for the real fans.